Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Becky. I hope everybody's having a good morning so far. So, I'm just going to show you some cards that I recently made using my new stencil words in action so that y'all can see some pretty stuff while we wait for some more people to join us. Please say hello in the chat so I can say hello back. Don't forget to hit like. If you're watching this and you cannot chat, that is because you're not subscribed. So hit the subscribe button, and in a minute, you will be able to chat with the rest of my arty friends, and that would be fantastic. Hi, Jen Mac. Hi, Zal. Yeah, so I made these with um, gel print pieces, obviously. Some are like old collages that I did. These are, look at this. This is on an old printout of a color combo. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Angela. Hi, Martha. Hi, Karen. Hi, Rosemary. Anybody else who's here? Who's here? Let's see. I think I got everybody so far. Wow. Thank you guys for showing up. It's so awesome. Yeah, so these cards I made using my, so what I did is I've got a little video coming out. I was actually editing that today, and then I decided, you know what, I can go live today, so I'm gonna go live for a little while, and I can edit those videos later on tonight. But here, so what I have is a new stencil called Words in Action. This one has black paint on it. This is from the flip side. And pinned to the top of the comments is the link to my merch shop that has this stencil in t-shirt form. There is now, it's available with black print, black lettering, or white lettering. So you have your choice. Yeah, so I did these with texture paste through the stencil. So you can see these have little loft to them. And I texture pasted them on brayer offs actually, and then put them down on these collaged cards that I had made before. And then with some acrylic markers, did some little detailing. This one's on gel print I did on black cardstock. Yeah. Do not obey in advance. I like this one. This one's fun. This has some piece of the painty papers that I did the other day in a video with some acrylic markings, gel print, a piece of map. And then actually yesterday while I was watching Karen's live, I backed a lot of these onto some proper backing so they weren't just, flimsy paper. Like this one here. This was just a brayer off. And if you can recognize the stencil on there, shout it out. Thanks, Angie. Be outspoken. And Darcy, if you're watching, this one's yours. This is your stencil. I believe it's grandma's buttons, but I don't know which style. I think that comes in two styles. And just little details with the white pen. Pink and black. Whoop, whoop. That's what's up, Becky. This one's fun too, and this one has some of those painty papers too. This is that I stamped on. This was with Carrie's numbers. Feel, create, and try. So the thing with the stencil is great is that it's large enough, it's spaced out enough where you can, use individual words or phrases, mix and match. And Mariah and I are working on a stamped version that will hopefully be out soon, not sure, but it's I've heard you, and we're trying to make it happen, which is exciting. Um, and I had a little video recently where I did the stenciling with this. I think it was a short I did. Just made collage papers with that, and if I can get my hands on it, I'll show you. Let's see. I got a stack of stuff here. So this is the stencil with white paint on black tissue. Great for collage, easy to tear. It's artist tissue. Not wet strength, which is good because it's easy to tear. Hi, Graham. Oh, the which one? On that one that I asked you. So it's the same as this stencil on here. Daisies. It's the daisies from PM Artist. There's that. I could use that later. Oh, this is fun. This is a planet a palette cleaner. You know how I use my 5x7 to do the to mix paint or whatever. So this was had leftovers on it, and I did a little crap tape design, pulled some paint, and then pulled it with a I pulled it with this actually. This is phthalo blue green shade from Utrecht. And it looks like it's metallic, but it's not. Like to me, it looks metallic, but it's not. It's kind of cool though. What else I got in here? Oh, and this is a pickup off the plate using some magenta. Hi, Anne. How are you? Excuse me. Where's the other one? Don't get your starts. Oh, this is one. So I did some spraying on this with just some ink sprays, whatever. So that's fun for collage. These were from the launch video to Sweet Crescents, where I used the mask to make a bunch of prints, and these were some of the tissues. So I sprayed them yesterday. So I'll put out a little video on that later on in the week. And here's the one I did on Carnival wet strength tissue, and I colored this up. And then gave it some razzmatazz with some shine. I always love how the back of the papers look too after you dye them. It's so cool. And then this one was on black tissue again, but this time I threw some shiny stuff all over it to make it look extra special. So that's that. So we'll use that later. Again, that is the stencil Words in Action that just came out. That's how the words came to be on these fun cards. Compassion is free. And this one fit perfectly. Size matters. You've got the little guy, and then the bigger stamp. These are my Tainos. This was fun. Break the rules. This print here, I got in some Happy Mail, and I cannot remember who sent it, but thank you. I love it. I believe this paper here. No, I'm not sure where that one came from. I think I made that one. So hopefully soon I can get my finances together so I can do a bunch of mail outs that I've been talking about and get them out to people and maybe surprise some people. Maybe you'll get one of these. So, a couple things I wanted to do is I have some black and white images from an old, um, hi, cat. That's funny, right? Becky. Oh, from National Geographic, an old National Geographic. I think this is from like the 50s, 60s. But I cut out some black and white images from it. I thought we'd play around with some transfers on the plate. And then I have I do have to pull this. I was doing some, I forgot what this was from, what this was left over from. There was stuff left over on the plate using my new stencil, Sweet Crescents. And so I just need to pull it. These are cracked. I actually spent some time yesterday cleaning and conditioning some plates. That's what I was doing while I was watching you, Karen, was getting all mucked up with baby oil and cleaning up some plates that desperately needed a little love and attention. And what I'm doing is I'm pulling the plate like that away from the edge of the paper to kind of break whatever seal is there, so I don't get any rips. This one's been on for a few hours, so it's going to be a little tough. That's not too bad. So the first layer was like the slight blue color here. Then, oh, boo. Then I did a layer with um, this distress paint here. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Sorry if the camera's moving. This is all connected in a massive like rigging system. What the darn shekels is that paint? Here it is. This is the Twisted Citron Distress Paint. And I rolled it over that design that was already on the plate. And it's a fluid acrylic. So it kind of just did all kinds of cool, like, crazing. That's right, Martha. Size does matter, girl. So you see that crazing on there? See that, Karen? Crazing. And so once that dried, I went and pulled it with the turquoise phthalo. And it turned out really nice despite these little blotches, but I don't care about that. It adds to it. Hi, Darcy. How are you? Hope your trip is going well. Darcy is on tour with her new show. Just kidding. So I'm just going to clean up these edges. I really don't want to mess around with this right now. Right, exactly, Angie. They're part of the grunge. We all have blotches. We all got imperfections, and that's what makes us unique. So, excuse the noise. So yeah, if you're just joining us, don't forget to hit like. And if you're watching but you cannot chat, it's because you're not subscribed. So make sure and subscribe if you feel the need to, or if you have the want. A great way to support my channel is to share the stream and hit the like button. So what was I talking about? I don't remember. The last couple of days have been quite intense for me. Because of that Super Bowl performance. Hi, Mariah. How are you? Becky showed you how the tape thing works. Isn't that good? Yeah. So that performance at the Super Bowl was. I was telling Mariah this morning. I've been on an emotional roller coaster because it's one of those things where you watch and you're like, wow, that's me. That's me and my family up there. It touches you in all the right places, and it gives you all the feels. And I just wish my mom and dad were around to have seen it, because that would have been super cool. But yeah, I'm sure they were watching from wherever they are. But it was a great show. Oh, so good. And my girl Gaga came out and did that awesome salsa rendition of Die with a Smile, which, FYI, was written by a man who is half Puerto Rican. And that is, what's his name? The guy she sang Die with a Smile with. Y'all, give me a name. So, yeah, he is half Puerto Rican and Hawaiian. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that was it's a great show. All right, let's get this plate cleaned up. Do a couple of little warm up, and then we can do some image transfers. Bruno Mars, that's him. His dad, who was Puerto Rican, named him after a famous wrestler, Bruno Sammartino. That is how he got that name. So, yeah, watch out. Us Puerto Ricans, we're everywhere. We are everywhere. Yeah, so that was fun. Now I know I'm in Boston, and the Pats are everything here, but I honestly didn't care that they lost. I didn't watch for that. I watched for Bad Bunny. I watched Green Day. They were awesome. Green Day is always good. And Brandy Carlisle sang America the Beautiful, and she did an amazing version. Yeah, so and if you happen to watch Kid Rock, I'd like to send you my therapist's phone number, because you're gonna need it. Um, so let's play around. Just gonna do a couple of polls. Let me see. Oh, things have fallen. Just do a couple of solid backgrounds. Brad was really irked they bleeped Green Day. I know, right? But it's funny because I'm sure they were told, don't cuss or whatever, don't say certain things, and they didn't care. They just said it anyway, and we knew what they were saying. We knew. If you know, you know. Shout out a color, guys. Give me a color, a couple of colors to play with on here, just to get the plate warmed up, ready to go. Angie, that would be awesome. Yeah. If you're listening and not reading the chat, Angela says, this I was daydreaming about Lady Gaga this morning. I'd love to hear her sing the 80s song Gloria with leg warmers. That would be awesome. That would be pretty fabulous. That would be really good. Teal, purple, and blue. Da, 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 da. Yeah, let's use this. Just a little booger. What's the blue I want to use? I don't know. Use the blue. Now let's use the Arctic. Okay, go in yellow and purple. Okay, okay. I am supervised today. Brad is, I am unsupervised today. Oh boy. Yeah. Mariah, I'm sure you'll be fine. There we go. Let's get Big Bertha out and get her warmed up. Now that's pretty. That brayer off's gonna be sick. This is just packaging paper I happen to have left over from my last video. The other day I was blasting my Taylor Swift, a little playlist with her on it on YouTube. This morning I was blasting some Gaga to get me, get me pumped up for the show. Let's see. I'm gonna move this for a second. I want you guys to see this. Woohoo! Oh, thanks, Becky. I appreciate that. Yeah, I tried to text some people this morning and or message them. I didn't want to like blast everybody. I figured, you know, I've never seen or heard Hamilton, so I'm not a big musical theater person. So not really my thing. You know. I love that the crinkliness that the this packaging paper has. Hi, Anina. How are you? So glad to see you here. All right, and then some other colors were called out, purple and yellow. I saw that. Let's see what we can do here. Where's this other purple I wanted to use? Actually, let's mix purple. Let's make a purple. Yeah. I know, it's just so this is ultramarine blue. Let's do some metallic magenta. Why not? No, I just in general musical theater, unless like I happen to catch it by accident or whatever, and you know, but normally it's not my jam. That's pretty, huh? That does make a nice purple. Now, mind you, I've seen musicals. I enjoy some of them. It's not like a go-to for me. Um, when I was in college, I was given tickets to go see Tommy the Rock Opera, and I hesitated because I was just like, I don't do musicals. I don't like musicals, and that is one of my favorites. Tommy the Rock Opera was very, very good. Yeah, I like Lin Manuel. He's pretty fabulous dude. Oh, I did say yellow too. Huh? Oh well. Apologies. Can do yellow on top once it dries. Add another layer. That makes a wonderful purple. Woo-hoo. Again, that was ultramarine blue and the metallic magenta from Liquitex. Well, that's kind of the point of the musical, Anina, but I totally understand what you're saying. Anina says that I watched recently again the movie Hair, but couldn't finish it because they were singing too much. That's a good one. Now, I do love my Grease because I love Grease because I grew up on it. Like as a little kid, I was exposed to it. Um, so I do love Grease. So I'm glad I did this on video so I can remember that mix because that does make a really nice purple. Age of Aquarius. Yeah. Lovely. You're kidding, Becky. I've never ever heard you mention Rocky Horror. Becky loves a Rocky Horror. She was on national television. She went to the Rocky Horror in her town. Oh, that's so good. It's like skin. Here, let's do a little yellow over this one. So I did say I would do some yellow. So what else? Where's my stencil? Let's do. Oops. Yeah. All right. If you didn't know, this is one of my newest. This is called Sweet Crescents. And it comes in the stencil, meaning it's got the border around it. And then it comes in a just the mask. So super duper fun. And here's the yellow one. I wanted to use this yellow and I couldn't find it the other day because it was hiding on me. Let's use this. I like this. This is mid yellow. Hi, Diane. Off to Card Club. Oh, what do you do at Card Club? Play gin, play a little rummy. Thank you, Mariah. Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, your website, the PMR Studio website has been performing so much better since they switched servers recently. So if you haven't been there in the last week or so, get over there after the stream, check it out. It has a great search engine, and it moves a lot quicker now. Now, this may brown out. Okay, just a fair warning, because that's what happens with these two colors. But let's give it a go and we'll see what happens. I keep misplacing stuff. We'll put this on. What do I have? Let me just get this paper here real quick. FYI, don't try this at home if you're new to Yupo stencils. Takes a little experience. That's a tricky move, because this will the paper will stick, because there was only one layer of paint, and the brand new Yupo loves to grow a bunch of things. Oh yeah, the jewel tone ones are great. If we're talking about the Liquitex metallics, yeah. Okay, see? This did not brown out, which I'm very happy about. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's awesome, Graham. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Isn't that fun? And people have told me they've seen this or that or whatever, and that's what I love about this one, is like there is a few different things you can see in here. Is all kinds of fun stuff. The name is only the name because we were kind of like trying to put together a name that wasn't already in use, or if it was, like repetitive, you know what I mean? So try to make it a little more distinct. But as with any of my designs, it is what you want it to be. But yeah, so we did the purple and the yellow. Let's get do one more pull off of here. I want to get some of this stuff off. So when that happens, let's use this green paint here. It's a gold green fluid. It's not a bad yellow. It's the Hippie Crafter paints, acrylic paints. It's called Mid Yellow. And I'm just using this fluid acrylic here to try and get up some of this stuff, and then we can start playing around with the pictures or the images and do some transferring. Yes, please tell P that we send our love and hope she feels better sooner than later. Edges. Pretty good, pretty good. Give this a couple minutes to dry. These out of the way. Okay. So here are some of the images that I cut out. And there were some ones in color as well in some of these older National Geographics, but I said, let me stick with the black and white images and work with those. So, and some have good contrast, some don't. So we'll see what works, what doesn't. But I like this because it's got that cool rocky texture going on there. And then I have also Tambien. I have some other ones, other laser printed images here that I can use to do transfers. That's my nephew at the the playground by my old house. Here, we can try this as a transfer. It's the same one. And try this one. This is a photo I took in Arizona. Here's another one. And nope, here's more. This is another one from Arizona. This is in Winslow, Arizona, up in the mountains. Some of these, I know they're not going to work, so I'm not even going to try them. It's just a waste. Not good for transfer. Here's another one. This picture is taken in an old copper mining town called Bisbee, which is, I believe it's south of Phoenix in Arizona. It was obviously we just had rain, but we're driving into there. I think we're driving into Bisbee, but love that. I actually got to go into the mountain. I did stand on the corner in Winslow. I did. It's a cute town. My friend grew up and still lives there. My best friend, and it's a cute town. It has it has a very large indigenous population, and they are yeah. It's a beautiful place. It really is. Let's put that one. Oh, here no. This is a good This is a good transfer. This is walking through some desert area. This is the bottom of a very thick glass container that was there in the ground with some sticks and other junk around it. Okay. Let me move this out the way. We'll start with the smaller ones and then we'll move up to the larger ones. Should move my keyboard because this is going to get messy. Put you right there. But in the desert, did you have a horse? No, I've never been on a horse. Never ever. And this is why I like fluid acrylics, because they'll pull up everything that you want. And like I said, actually, no, this plate was not conditioned, so I take that back. But this, you can see how it picks up everything that's left there. So that's kind of cool. Sedona. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to go to Sedona, which I was kind of sad because we spent most of our time in Winslow. But it's just, if you've never been, it's a really big state. And from Phoenix, the drive from Phoenix up the mountain to Winslow is about 6 hours. So we, it wasn't like, just a hop, skip, and a jump to a different place. And he was going to school at the time, so it's you know, we couldn't just like up and go constantly. But like I said, we did go. So after I flew into Phoenix, we drove down to Bisbee because, like I said, that's south of Phoenix. We went there. We stayed a couple of days there, and it was fantastic. And then we drove from there up to Winslow. There was another place we went to while I was there, and uh, I cannot remember the name. Um, but it was nice. It was nice there. Just like in nowhere from LA to meet someone for lunch only had like a gas station a few houses. The middle of nowhere. Yeah. Mm. Oh, no way, Cat. That's awesome. Yeah, his mom has a bunch of land right outside Phoenix. Um, his sister lives in Phoenix. I loved it. We spent the night, my first night we spent there in Phoenix. And that was fun. And we went to go to um I got to go for the first time to what's that burger joint that's famous on the West Coast. Um anyway, that was, what I wanted to do the first night. That was my big fancy dinner for the night. But no, it was really a cool place. Oh boy, it's here. Let's try different paints to do these transfers. Because, usually you go to black as the first, colors of a to do image transfers. I'm not trying to market for peppers, so I'm gonna move you. Why am I so crooked? I think it's there we go. Let me move my table. That's what it is. Okay, nice and straight. I know Mariah's going, well, just straighten up the damn plate, boy. It's making me crazy. In and Out Burgers, yes, 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 yes. Hi, Barbara. Yeah, In and Out Burger. I stuffed myself silly. It was so good. It was so good. Sat outside, did the whole bit. It's wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, it's very deserty. Anina, a lot of rocks, but it's like we stood on the edge of this look in an area called the Badlands in Arizona, and oh, it's stunning. It's kind of overwhelming when you first see it because seeing it on TV and pictures, that's one thing, but seeing it in person is like a whole nother level. A whole nother level. I know, Becky, like my brother, it's like constantly cold. I was like, maybe put some meat on your bones, you scrawny boy. I'm kind of thick, so the heat affects me a lot differently. I get overheated a lot quicker. Uh, I think the key too is after warming up a plate is not to use a lot of paint. And I am guilty of doing that. So gotta be mindful here. Let's just lay down these images. And maybe two smaller ones. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna go with this. I'm not gonna pitter around too long because this may not work if I pitter around too much. Not too bad. Should have rubbed it a little bit better, but I get excited. Yeah, let's try this one if it hasn't dried yet. This little area here. Nope, paint's too dry. So I'm not going to mess with it anymore. This was kind of a rookie mistake where I just waited too long. Yeah, see, that's dry, but it was a good thin layer of paint that you need. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna get rid of this. Just get rid of it. This is not going like I planned, but also I think people need to realize these aren't easy to do. Hi, Zal, again. Hi, Belinda. How are you? Yeah, it was pretty brutal. And I went in, was it September? I went, and it was still bleeding hot down there. It was no, you know what it was? I went in October, the last week or so in October, because when I came back, it was Halloween. Because I went to a concert on Halloween night. Yeah, it's funny. Like that was my last good vacation. I went. I bought concert tickets to a show for the night after I got back. So when I got back to Boston from Phoenix, I went home, did a fresh bag of stuff, and then I went and I treated myself to another hotel stay by the House of Blues, and then I went to a concert there in Boston and treated myself. It was so much fun. Okay, so I think we can do a little pickup on here so you can see. Not the greatest, but we'll manage. We will manage. There's a lighter color to pull this with so we can get a better look at the details. That's what I forgot to do is to cut down some of this medical exam paper. Well, can't do it all. Yeah, there we go. Easy does it. Yes, you can share some news. What's up, Kat? Give us the scoop. Congratulations, Kat. It's a new grandbaby. That's exciting. Congratulations, Kat. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Do you know the name? Look at that. It's exam paper. It loves to crinkle. We got something, not a lot, but we shall continue. I'm going to clean this up though, because I don't like that. Don't want that. You know what? I'm going to switch to another plate. That one's giving me a little bit of agita. Here. This one was conditioned last night. So let's pick out some images to play with. Got Air France. This one is my daughter's. Last March, her wife had my first grandbaby. So Ezra now has a baby sister, Erin. That's adorable. Those are such cute names. Okay, Becky, be careful out there, girl. What if we do Air France and these two people? But I want to cut that out in there. All right, let's say. All right, so I'm going to do these two. Let me get some paper ready here. I'm going to do this one with some paper, but use this as a guide. This thing's, I'm so crooked. It's so bad. Here we go. Angela says she has two grandsons, 4 to 6 little wild little things, 4 to 6 wild little things. You know what? That's the best, though. That is the best. My nephew came in. He's 9. He came in yesterday after school and all bundled up because it's freezing out there. He says, "Heck, deal. Do you have any cookies?" I was like, "Yeah, actually, my food was just delivered. Go and check in the cupboard and grab whatever you want." But he's like, "Oh no, no thanks." I said, "What's wrong?" He says, "Oh, these are almond and raisin." He means oatmeal and raisin, and he doesn't like those. He prefers the chocolate chip, but didn't have the chocolate chip. So well, so we found him. My brother had some popsicles in the freezer, so I gave him a couple of those. He's like, "I'll take popsicles." I'm like, "It's freezing out." He's like, "I don't care." You know, when you're a kid. All right, let's do this again. Now that I have more of a semblance of myself. Hi, Nancy. How are you? Let's take some of this off. That is too much. Let's get this down. These lovely people down. Pick up tissue. Give it a little rubby rub. Look at that. Yay. Love it. That's so good. Anyone, have you done image transfers where you pick up a picture with the picture? Pick up a picture with a picture? No, I have not done that. That is definitely not a skill I have. Oh, awesome. Okay, so here's the thing is I do want to pick up some of this paint that's like on the outside. Get some of that up if I can, but this might be too dry already. So here's what we do. Let's get a little wipey. And we're going to clean around. Get rid of some of this extra lineage here. Come on. My boy here looks very proud that looks like he's so very proud of himself about something. I don't know what, but yeah, go for it. Actually, the ad, I forgot what the ad was for, but she was holding like a halo over his head. Very strange. But a lot of the advertising in the 50s was a little odd, if you look at it now. Yeah, Q-tips work, and I did not grab any. I do need to grab the Q-tips for this middle area. Just find a clean bit, find a clean bit. It's not gonna work. It's being a poopy head. All right, I'm not even gonna worry about the rest. I'm just gonna let that hang out. So I'll let that dry. So this might be a good time. Bring some stamping, because obviously this is not going to fill up the entire 8.5 by 11, but maybe we can add some fun details with the stamp. Here, this is fun kind of mod looking stampage. So let me get some paint on here. I'll do a little acrylic stamping. I'll use the indigo. It doesn't have to be black. I discussed my flowers. They need work, which I agree with, but also a little bummed about them. Why are you bummed? They turned out great. You're being too hard on yourself, Mariah. Okay, let's see here. Fun. Okay. Maybe we'll do like a border of this. And if you're new to using foam stamps, or if you've never used foam stamps with acrylic paint, remember, you don't want to let that paint dry on there. So what I do, get a little old food takeaway container, and I put a little water in there. Because now I see there's some card maker kid who's selling this little scrubby thing with water. Don't waste your money. Just do this. This is a lot easier. All I do is I place the stamp right on the water, Gravity will do the work for you. It'll pull all the paint off and you'll be good to go. You don't want that acrylic drawing on the foam. That will ruin your stamp. You won't be able to pull in like a regular ink, you know. So just a little tip from your Uncle Eddie. I pull out some black postcards, little index cards. I thought maybe we could do some because remember Karen was printing yesterday. If you watch Karen's live stream yesterday, she was doing some direct printing right onto some black cardstock. So I thought maybe you could do something like, you know, similar. I don't know, but I saw them out of the corner of my eye. I said, let me pull those out. Maybe we could do something with it. Still got that. And this is the sky here. There. This could be like our sky. That could be the sun. This is half of one of my snowflake kaleidoscope stamps. Here, let's do that. Right here. All right. Now let's get this. Here we'll do primary yellow. Why not? Yes, hashtag ultra stamp. I don't know if I put enough on there. There we go. Party. All right. So stamp that off there. Water. All right, so let's discuss a full color or colors. Is this like, do we think we should just do one color or a couple of different colors? Okay, Karen. So I am up for suggestions. You want some lime for the entire thing? Look at that right next to me. It was waiting for you, Mariah. Lime green was waiting for you, sister. All right. Hi, Mary Brown. Okay. Sounds great. Mixed colors. So we got lime. Geez. In the coconut. Lime in the coconut. Okay, so got my lime. I'll do my lime. Sorry, I'm not thinking out loud. I'm just thinking. But I am thinking purple. Purple and lime. Maybe I do this. Where'd it go? Maybe I do this kind of like over here and then do my purple, my lime green up here. What do we think? So what if I do, like I said, purple here and this lime green here? So we're going to do that. Let's do that. And I think I'm happy I put this paper underneath to kind of guide me as to where to put my color. That's going to kind of look like a flag. That's kind of cool. May have lost that yellow there, but I'm not going to stray this. I love doing this where like I get feedback from you guys as to colors and stuff because there's sometimes like things I don't think about, and it helps change my perspective on colors. It gives me an idea of what you guys are into. Oh, hi, Lucy. Lucy is now at the moment, I believe, traveling in India on a special holiday. How fantastic is that? I have someone watching from India. That's like the coolest thing ever. That's so amazing. I hope you're having a good time, Lucy. I hope you're having a great time. Oops. Oops. All right. So get some of these things out of the way. Sorry, guys. I have a little lazy. You can see it here in the corner, a little lazy Susan there. All right. Now, a couple things here. Oh, I actually catered an Indian wedding here in Massachusetts. It wasn't specifically like Indian themed or anything, but the a lot of the guests were Indian or of Indian descent. And it was an amazing time. Amazing time. So here's the thing. Didn't put enough paint down, obviously. Got a little smudgies here. And nothing says I have to use this as an entire piece. I can just cut that section out and have that. I can just have this strip, or I could just have like that with these two folks. So there we go. All right, let's keep going here. I'm just gonna keep doing this. It's just easier than kind of to wipe it down and all that good stuff. This isn't the kind of grunge that I want on another print, especially if I'm doing an image transfer. I prefer the plate not to have all kinds of stuff on it. That's my preference. All right, let's try another transfer. Why do I keep this just not being good today? Oh, angle thing is bugging me. Like I'm watching myself in front here because I have my laptop, my desktop is like right there. Right. So I'm looking at myself and trying to gauge and make sure everything's nice and straight. I just hear Mariah screaming, straighten it up. All right, let's get on to another one. How about let's try this one. I like this one. This is one of my own images that I had printed, laser printed to do image transfers with. Let's try a different color to pull that with, to do the transfer with. Because like I was saying earlier, people always go for black. Let's try this Prussian blue. Try to not have a lot of paint, but you want enough. Now, I am not happy with that. Not happy with that. So I'm just going to pull this because I don't like that. Let's just do pull, and that'll be that. Although this may pick up some of that other stuff that was left behind. Yeah, you see how it's so blotchy and stuff? Cool background, but I didn't want that for the transfer. I want to try and get a nice, even layer. So I'm going to do what Yolanda, she always runs a bead of paint. She does her transfers. Problem is these plates kind of like have a mind of their own, and they want to do this bumpy thing. Let's get it. Don't get it. There we go. Now, it didn't get a ton of detail on, everywhere, but it got enough. I can see it. So let's just try and clean up these borders here. And I think for this one would be great. Hi, Uta. To pick up with the transparent red iron oxide. That would be great on this one. Let that dry. I'm going to grab another plate. Since that will not take long to dry, it's probably already dry, but just get another one going. Don't drop plexi on your foot. Ooh, that hurt. This one's definitely been conditioned. I even flipped it because it had a bump in it, and or dent kind of thing. So that's why I believe it was giving me issues, because the paper, if you remember in my last video, there was a purple and black print where the paper kind of like wrinkled and buckled, and it just left a lot of paint behind. So I think that was the issue. So I flipped it, reversed it, conditioned it, and nice and flat now. So this would be good. Let's get some images that we can do. Maybe we'll get this lovely couple in there. I think they're scientists or something. Do this one here, but yeah, I'm going to cut this portion out. Just shape them up a little bit. So what if we do that? Go this way, this way. So we got tall dude or tall stack of books. What's this? Fantastic. Some weird rock formation there. This guy with some dead animal. Don't know what that is. Weird. What else we got here? Piano. Someone holding two things. Maybe just this guy alone would be cool. And then we can just add stuff. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. A bear iridescent paint. Ooh. Sounds fancy. All right, so obviously I don't need to cover the entire plate with paint to do this transfer. Oh, this is so much better now that I have flipped it because it's not doing that bumpy thing. Oops, oops, oops. That's so cool. Okay. So that's going to be the way it is now. What can we do? I'm going to get some Q-tips. I'll be right back. You brought some swirls to the stamp. Or this image here. Okay. Just want to get rid of some of these harsher lines like this one. Go. buff that out. If you're just joining me, thank you so much. I would appreciate it if you hit that like button for me. It's a great way to help me out. And also, if you are watching but you can't chat, you're not subscribed. So get over and hit that subscribe button. And in about a minute, you'll be able to join us in the chat. And there are some lovely people in the chat right now. This is a Mars Black Uta by the brand Essentials. All right. Now that that's done, we can think about no worries, Karen. You do what you got to do. Let's just scissors here. Let's do this. We're going to take my new stencil, Words in Action. Now, it's not obviously going to be, you know, exactly the words we want. I mean, it's going to be part of it, partial. That's what I'm trying to say. It's going to be partial. I need a jury. All right. Should I just do this in black, or is there a different color you guys want to see me use for this, the writing? Thank you, Miss Karen. Much love to you. iPhone mirroring. Why is that on there? Oh, is my mouse touching something? It shouldn't be. Sorry, things are popping up on my monitor here that I don't need. Okay. Black or pink? You want to see pink? Let's do pink. What do I have that's pink? I don't have much pink, to be honest with you. Let's see. We could definitely make it. I know that, but I do have some left somewhere in this mess. There. I have some rose pink. How about that? Brad has been released. He said he was liberal, right? Is that why they released him? Oh, God. You make it sound like he was like in prison. For this particular technique, I'm going to use the paint on a separate plate. It's just easier to get it in there into the nooks and crannies there. Get that in here. And doesn't have to be perfect, because I think that's kind of the charm with this stencil, is you get the idea of words and partials. So it doesn't have to be FP. Cat. Cat. I would have, if he did, I would have loved to have seen that. That would be a great image. Wear that to jury duty. Breckenridge Bear Tree. Well, I'm glad he's not stuck in there all day. That's the worst. I'm sure he'd rather be with you. Turning into a cute little brayer off. All right, so let's see what we got here. Cute. This is going to be really cool. All right, this is going to dry for a moment. And I have the big one. No worries, Kat. You're in a safe space. And this is the one I want to pull with the transparent red iron oxide. Uh, you're still not note up on that? Mariah and the stamp machine. Yeah. Come on, stop it. I'm mainly talking to myself. There we go. Clean up these edges. Prussian and transparent red iron oxide, always a great combo. Give that a little bit to dry. Let's know that's not the right one, Eddie. Here it is. Okay. So, what do we think here? We want to pull this. I want to do something with the metallic, and maybe we can pull it. Let me think here. I'm going to wait for suggestions, and we'll see what we can come up with here. While we're doing, I'm going to get a new brayer off sheets. '50s Deco Aqua. '50s Deco Aqua. Okay, I am vibing with that. I smell what you're stepping in there. All right, we have 2 votes for that. Got this one, this teal, or which is basically this one. But I don't have much of this, so I'm not even going to try that. Like I really want to do the blue here, but I want to get some metallic in here. Let me see. Let me show you. Okay, I have this here. This is the metallic aqua green. Mix the actual paint with cream color or mix it like on the plate sort of thing. Let me know, kids. Let's see here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the books in gold. Hi, Carrie. How are you? Hope you're well. All right, a little gold there, a little gold. You like that? Okay, and then let's see, we can mix that with a little bit of, wash that up. What do I have that's cream? I don't have much. Oh, I have the Titan Buff or the unbleached titanium. What's this on? Get this little nibby off. All righty. What do you think, Kat? That's what I thought. So let's give this gold a chance to dry, and I'm going to mix up a little bit more. I do need more paint though. It's kind of chintzy with the paint. Oh, you know what? I've got the parchment or the unbleached titanium in the Liquitex, the heavy body or medium body paint, whatever you want to call it. What do you guys think? This is a lighter one compared to the thing. Do we like this one? Kat says nice. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure this goes dry. Make sure that is. I'm gonna let that dry for a bit because this is not fully dry. Hi, Amy. Amy Kreckman in the house. If you hear the trucks, it's garbage day here in town. And they're blasting something. Are you doing the blue on the man and the teal? Well, that's why I asked you guys. That's so. Should I just do it on the letters? This is a team effort here, guys. Team effort. So I could do the teal on the words. Let's get. Oh well, it's there. Let me do that. Yeah, too late, cat. Sorry. I apologize. All right, let's see what it looks like because I don't have to get that dry. Okay, I'm digging this. So I'm gonna put some of the cream or the unbleached titanium on this side here. Okay. All right, little guy. Go. All right, let's see. I think this should be good to pick up. Should be enough paint on there. Yeah, I'm a little off, but I am in real life too. All right, what do we got? What do we got here? Cute. That's gonna look really cool. I like that the gold is not like overpowering. That'll be fun. All right, got some paint left over here. So let's do a little slapping paint on this plate. I'm getting a big plate. I don't know why I'm using that small one. There's some stuff left over on here. So let's go ahead and use it. And if you're just joining me, this is my new stencil mask. It's called Sweet Biscuits. Sweet Biscuits. Sweet Crescents. I got food on the mind. This is the mask version, and then there's also the stencil version that has the border. And that looks like this. Okay. Thank you, Amy. All right. Pull that. That's nice. All right. So, that can dry. Alrighty. Sweet biscuits, yeah. Ah, sugar, love those sweet biscuits. Don't tell Mo that's a biscuit. You know how they feel about them biscuits, right, Carrie? That is not a biscuit. That is a croissant. So I have another plate here. Let's do this one here. This was a toughie. I've done it before. It kind of does, right, Carrie? Yeah. kind of like a guitar. It has a lot of possibility. So it's whatever you guys see, and that's what it is. All right, so let's do a transfer on this, but maybe do a different color. How about that? Here, permanent rose. This is a nice paint. It's transparent. And let's see how good this is at pulling a laser transfer. So this particular image is photographed by myself, that I had FedEx print in laser form. What's that line there? It's aggravating. All right, so it doesn't look like much, but it will be. It did transfer some, so let me see if I can single-handedly show you this. It's there. There's stuff there. So once that dries, we can pull it. But look how cool that looks in pink. That's pretty fabulous. Oh yes, those are the best ones to do your image transfers with, Amy. You can go to a local print shop, have your images laser printed. Probably a good suggestion is request to have it maybe double printed, like printed twice, or if they could go heavy on the toner, the laser image tone, the laser print toner, that'll give you a better opportunity for a transfer. Now, unfortunately, I ordered these online, these particular images done online through FedEx, and it's not a good idea to do it that way because they don't give you a lot of options as to like explain like what you're doing it for or what you need it for. So it's probably best to go somewhere in person and have them printed. Now, PM Artist Studio also has images that are already laser printed that you can purchase from them and practice your image transfers. So, Mariah, if you want to drop that link, drop it like it's hot. All right, that's going to be cool. Give that a moment. And I think we can pull this one from the large plate. This was the image of from the desert that I took. We did this transfer using this Prussian blue from Amsterdam. It's a transparent paint. And then I pulled it with the transparent red iron oxide. You see? Love that. Cool. A lot of cool grungy bits. I think it's actually upside down. Yeah. These are the twigs, the piece of glass. Love that. Different rocks, all the Rockies. Love it. It's a great way to memorialize also to, something special that happened in your life or, special event or trip. So yeah. Get those images transferred. Where else? Let's see. Let's do this one. This is a fun one. So this is a big statue an indigenous people statue. I forgot exactly what it was represented. This was in 2019, so this is a few years ago. And then this is the train that runs through the town. So I'm gonna just shift this way. And I'm gonna try this blue now. This is Windsor blue from Windsor Newton Galleria. All right. Let's see that, my big brayer here. All right, let's get this down. Let that stick too long. Not the best, but I like the details I did get. And obviously, this is hard to transfer that image, but how cool it looks in that blue. I love that. It's the little things that really excite me. Clean up some of these edges. Right. But I like how I was able to get that paint out evenly. And I'm sure if I had lifted it up sooner, it would have been a little more crisp. But I'm not complaining. I like what happened there. So now let's talk about colors. And I think this is a great opportunity for an ombre going this way, like color here, here, and here. So I am open to suggestions for colors while I straighten up some of this mess around me. Sunset colors, right? Now, so here's the thing. We got this blue up here, right? So I don't want to use an orange because that's going to brown it out. Sunset from Carrie, yellow, green, orange. And that's the thing is I don't want to make this green. So what I'm thinking is purple into, ooh, this was a tough one. Yeah, violet at the top. All right, so now I'm getting, now you're saying light blue at the top, go into a lighter orange, and then lime at the bottom. Purple at the top and the bottom. This one's a thinker. This is a thinker. All right, so let's do. This is a transparent blue, yes. Chill out, Eddie. Oops. So I've got that purple. This is my metallic purple. I've got, this is a transparent purple, but it's dark. It's Windsor Violet. Okay. And then I have some magenta. So, and I've got the burnt orange. Sear. I'm going to do the orange in the middle, purple at the top, magenta at the bottom. How are we feeling about that? So this is the purple, orange, burnt orange, and the permanent magenta here. This is quinacridone magenta. Now I need pull this one on some Yasutomo paper. All right, let's do this here. Switch the magenta and the orange like a this. Okay, this is the last one. I'm gonna go for it. A little more purple. A little magenta here. And a little orange down below. All right, Big Bertha. Get to work, woman. This is when we need that 10-inch sprayer from the those brayer people. And with this Yasutomo, make sure the shiny side, the smooth shiny side goes down onto the paint. And that'll get you a much nicer print. Right, let's clean up these borders. Speedball, that's those people. Got to get us one of them speedballs. I hope they do make it in the soft because I do need to invest in new brayers. These plastic ones, they're too noisy, and I don't think I'm getting as good of a brayering with them, but you know, do what I can, what I got. Said the man with the short man. That's what I was trying to say. Said the short man. Oh God. Let's put this up here. Sometimes these wrinkle, and that's okay. But a Baron, these guys will help try and smooth those out and make sure that that paint and paper make contact. It's also, there's a lot of paint on here, but do you guys want to take a peek? Take a peek? Yes, no? Ooh, that's gonna be so pretty. But you see here, got some wrinkling going on, so I'm just gonna work it a little bit just to kind of get it, make sure it all connects. Octopus, red waving octopus. That's so weird, Mariah, because you put in the image or the emoji, but on StreamYard chat, I'm seeing octopus dash red dash waving, octopus red dash waving. It's very weird. Hi, Reba. I didn't see you come in. How are you? Yeah, so that's what we're getting here. So that'll be a lot of fun to pull. That'll look. Oh. That's fun. This just needs some paint on it. If the world was ending, I'd come again to you. Another sheet. Whoa, that is not cool, Reba. How are you feeling now, though? Are you feeling better? Hopefully, because it had to be severe to hospitalize you. That's rough. Okay. Now this one's going to have some of those cool marks from that first transfer we did. So that'll be fun. And this was that blue mix we did. Let's do, I want to pull this on my black cardstock I have here. Let me get some of this stuff up. This is a cute doggy on it from Astro Designs. This is a 65-pound cardstock. Let's do that instead of the white paper or the Yasutomo. All right, now what color? I'm going to pull this with this metallic green. That's a lot, Eddie. That's too much. You silly boy. Fresh piece of deli paper. Oh. Reba, I'm glad you're on the mend. All my best wishes to you. I don't wish illness on anyone. That's terrible. Especially when you have to be hospitalized. You missed some cool transfers, Becky. You missed the $1 million giveaway. You missed the car giveaway. You missed a lot. Just teasing. I used to joke that Mariah was when people are like, "Oh, what is Mariah? What are you giving away?" When in their live streams, and I would say a car or something, whatever, silly. Hi, Paula. How are you, my queen? Miss Paula King. She's another designer at PM Artist Studio. So we have people watching in India. We have people watching in the UK. I have people watching from India, UK, Amsterdam. Julie Torrance, she's always wanting the car. Yeah, her and I had this private joke about the car and everything. That. Hi, Christina. How are you? Packing and cooking and cooking. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Moving is like exciting, but it's super stressful too. But it's got to be done. Look how pretty that is. Sorry for the light. That's gonna be party, party, party. No, that one's not ready. That's the ombre. Right? This one should be ready to go. This was the transfer. Oh yeah, Switzerland, Anina. Wales for Carrie. I really liked how that turned out. I am not worried about the edges or anything. Canada's here. That's right. I always forget you're Canadian, Uta. Forget that. Look at that. Beautiful. If you're just joining us, the lettering is from my newest design, Words in Action. So there you go. Okay, let's do this one now. Okay, so I'm gonna do transfer on here. But I want to clean this up a little bit. Where's my tape? And if you want the Words in Action on a t-shirt, I have pinned the link to my merch shop at the top of the chat. Grab yourself a t-shirt for your next protest, or just, to wear out and, show your love and support, show your resilience. All right. So, what paint? If you guys were to choose a color to do an image transfer with this, what do you think? What would you do a transfer with? Katie and Cats Create from Western Australia. Woo woo! Oh my God, it's so awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh no, we were protesting back then, Becky, but you may not have been. But we in the 90s, we protested for gay rights, for we protested against the government's treatment of people with AIDS and all that. So there was protesting back then. It was different, but it was there. Okay. The clubbing was the endurance, yeah. We would protest during the day, and then we would protest at uh club at night. All right, so Carrie's the Prussian. Any other colors you guys might want me to pull this do this image transfer with? Yeah, the pink triangles, yeah. I remember I did a dance-a-thon to raise money for AIDS, where um, you'd go. There was a big convention center, and it was turned into a big, nightclub dance floor, and it was like a walk for hunger type thing where you raise money for however many hours that you thought you might dance, whatever. And it was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. All right, I'm gonna go with Prussian. I think brown. I don't know if I'm gonna get a good chance for. I have a burnt umber, but I don't know how well that's gonna do. I don't think it will pull. I don't think it will transfer well. Um, let's see, sap green. No, no. What other colors do I have? Let's just think here. Um, I could try this purple. What if we tried this purple? Let's try this. We got to experiment here. I think the purple might work. Windsor violet. I don't think I have raw sienna. I do not have raw sienna in the paint. Eat it. What? We did it with the purple. Love it. Couple of places I am gonna clean up. Otherwise, I think we did a good job there. Little agua here. Paper towel. Get this. By the way, this is a real person. This is Cameron Porras. He is a Mexican American model, actor, person who I've done transfers of before. And I've even sent him um, a link to one of the transfers I did of him, and he really enjoyed it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So This will probably be my last transfer because I don't have much time left on the, what do you call that? The StreamYard, and I want to save some hours up for the rest for, other days in the month. So I'm going to exercise caution and save up some hours. Plus, I forgot to eat before I went on live. So I'm needing some food. Don't want me to pass out here on the cameras. Okay. I really loved how that turned out. You read my mind, Carrie. I was gonna say gold. I think we need to do a gold. Okay. Let this sit for a moment. We have this one we have to flip down a color for. So this was the one we did with the permanent rose. So I'm going to give you guys 1 second to think about a color to pull this with. I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom. Okay. You're taking down our Christmas tree. Hmm. All right. You want to see yellow ochre on this? Baby pink or pale rose? Oh, Becky, or Paula. So Paula's making mashed potatoes, pan roasted salmon, cabbage with organic bacon. Puds equal homemade ice cream, or puds is homemade ice cream with boozy sauce. Food unifies us. Girl, I'll be over in a few minutes. This sounds so good. I know. Well, I don't have far to go, so I don't know. Not much time I'm gonna do there. Okay, let's do. I already got this paper pulled. Use my Yasutomo sketch paper. So, Carrie, you said rose, like a pink. Let me see. Where's that pink I was just using earlier? I did something with it, and I don't know what. I have this rose pink here. Let me think. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Paler. Oh, okay. Okay. So, well, here's what we're gonna do. Hold up. Wait a minute. Nothing is set in stone. Let's do a little bit of the. Where's that unbleached? Here we go. If the world was ending, I'd want to be next to you. If the party was over. All right, let's just get it on here, mix it up as we're brayering. It's going to be cool. Let's take a peek. Ooh, lovely. Very subtle, but I love it. Okay. We'll get a better peek once it's off the plate. This one. Now, I know I pulled out paper, but the question is, what do I do with it? All right, go there. All right, let's pull the ombre print. This was the sunset transfer print. Come on over, baby. Say what? Look at that. Oh, I love it. It is so cool. And just the way the paint mixed up here, like it looks like clouds. Got very, very good cloud vibe. I love it. You guys did good with these suggestions, man. I love this. Fantastic. All right, let's move on. Let's get gold down on this transfer here so that we can get that done. Where is now? Here. This is the gold I want to use for this. Do you agree, Carrie? This Pabeo iridescent gold as opposed to this one. This has a greener hue. This is a yellow gold metallic. I mean, it's gold, but it's just got obviously, you know, different. Okay. And then I have the deep gold. So like big differences. These are all gold, but they're different. The Pabeo, right? Yes. Pibeo. All right, Pabeo. And well, Paula, I wasn't planning on doing that, but I did I put what do you call it? At the beginning of the stream, I did show some ones that I did in a short video um with the collage papers. Oh, this is another one. Painted paper. This is like kind of the cleanup sheet, but this is texture paste. And then I showed these lovely cards that I made with I put texture paste through the stencil onto a brayer off. Hi, Carla. And I made these cards here. A little added detail. Use this to pull with. You gotta be more specific, Mariah. Oh, this? Well, this is texture paste on here, so I don't think it's gonna pull very well. If this is what you're talking about. No, free your mind. That's texture paste. It's not gonna pull. This is bumpy. So if we use all three golds, okay. Here's the thing is I don't want to divide the gold on his face. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'm gonna go with me gut. And I'm just gonna do this one here. This is the Pabeo. And then do this one down here. This is the Liquitex. So let's get this one braid off here. Okay. This right here. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that, Mariah. I apologize. I was trying to move quick because this paint likes to dry fast. So I know what you meant, and I totally wish I'd seen that, but oops. I do see a difference. If you're talking about the two golds, I do see a difference. It may not appear so on camera, but I do see a difference. Maybe it'll show up better once we pull this. Oh, it's because there's wet paint right there. That's why kind of got all crazy on me. So you see there. Now you can see the difference there. Yeah. but it turns the purple into this really beautiful, like sort of like a reddish brown almost, but it's you can tell it's purple, but it's still got that. It gives it a little richer kind of vibe to it. Love it. All right, that's gonna dry. May not be able to pull that today because it's still wet. Well, it's very wet. What's this? Hi, Casey. How are ya? Glad you could join for a bit. Kind of nearing the end here anyway. So let's let's pull this one. This was like some extra paint that I had from one of the transfers, and I put down my new stencil. Sweet Crescents, aka Sweet Biscuits. Look at that. Pulled it on black cardstock. Now those little extra striations, those are from the first image transfer. Hi, Sager. And then I pulled it with the look at that. Oh, that green metallic is so good. So good. Love that. All right. So let me see. Here, let's get. Do you guys want to see this? Let's go ahead. We'll get this put down, and then we'll do a little print with this my new stencil. This is Words in Action. And then we can mix the gold on this one. That one's running out. Let's see here. Mix it all up. Get in there. Okay. Oh, paint falling everywhere. All right. So you can read it. Make sure you put the stencil upside down, wrong side up on the plate so that it turns out that you can read it. This looks like the in a galaxy far, far away, the intro to Superman or Star Wars. Eddie, I like Sweet Crescents, but it looks like a fancy June bug to me. Hey, we talked about that earlier. It looks like a whatever. It looks like a lot of different things. So it's whatever you want it to be. Amy, good suggestion. Look at you. No, that's not gonna get all on there. So fortunately, some will get missed, but that's okay. All right, let's leave that down for a mo. And I'm gonna flop that off, but I'm gonna get some. Where's my tissue? Do this on some. That's not going to work very well. It's going to be all backwards, so I'm not going to waste the cardstock on it. I'm just going to put it. What do I have here? Let's just put it on this. Probably already dry already. Hi, Lynn. How are ya? Love it. Love it. Now, that was, I was able to do that and get the paint off the paper because there's layers of paint already on the stencil. So it didn't have the opportunity to stick. All right. Well, I didn't do anything with these black cards, so I can save that for another day. Let's go ahead and see if this one is ready to be pulled. Yeah. This one definitely could have used more contrast, but I still think it's kind of cool. So this is actually the image, how it's supposed to be. Oh, good night, Katie. Take care. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. That one. This one. That's not ready, unfortunately. This will be the last pull. Because I'm gonna go. I will post photos. Yes. Look at that beauty. Look how great that prints. So be outspoken, love loud, flip tables, create joy. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I had a great time, and I wish I could stay on longer, but you know, got other stuff to do. And don't forget, later on this afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern is the PM Artist Studio Tuesday live stream. So be sure to check that out. And I will see you there. Bye, everyone. Take care.